Hello, everyone. My name is Ray, and it's Monday, March 9th, and I'm going into my 11th day of fasting. I've been mostly drinking water. In some cases, I've had water that had lemon wedges floating in it or cucumbers. And I wanted to tell this story from day one, but from day one, I had been on the road, which prevented me from really fully telling you what the experience would be like on the fly. Mostly because I was between signals and I was in remote places where I didn't have the capability to continuously upload things and to have a controlled situation such as this. So I'm kind of backtracking, but as you watch these videos, you'll see that I'm posting those videos on the same day that I'm talking about. For an example, today I'm going to probably go through days 1 through 10, and then possibly including today as the 11th day of fasting. And from then on, I'll be telling those stories as they occur, what I'm experiencing and so forth. But to start off and to backtrack, all of these different things aligned in a certain way, and I had wanted to start a fast for so many reasons, mostly to bring awareness to wellness and conservation and how they go hand in hand. And all of these things culminated with a time frame that I was going to house sit for some friends in a remote section in New Mexico. And because the place was so remote, I was far removed from any of the advertised temptations and things that normally would cause us to disrupt our disconnect, if you want to call it that. For me, I knew that I could do it whether or not I was in the proximity of all of these different things that we can take from that are bountiful all over this country that I happen to live in. And at the same time, I knew that it would be a lot easier to do that in a place of solitude. So I got to house sit and pet sit. And on my first day of fasting, which was on February the 28th, which was the first Friday of Lent by coincidence, I didn't really experience any hunger. On that particular day, leading up to that day, I had pretty much done my best to eat mostly all fruits and vegetables. There was a meal I had 2 nights before that, which wasn't just fruit and vegetable based. It was meat based. But I had just done a 13-mile hike on South Rim in Big Bend National Park. So I believe that much of that content was just kind of put to use, however that happens energy-wise. Now, I'm going to be telling you details about this fast that may or may not be of interest and that hopefully won't just gross you out. There aren't a whole lot of things to gross you out, though. Everything was pretty standard and what you yourself would experience, whether or not you were fasting in some cases. On day 1 of the fast, I pooped once. So I'm mentioning that. And I'm mentioning that right off the bat because I want you to kind of understand the physique and the physical attributes that you might have or not have during the course of your fast if you continue with this kind of a journey. So again, day 1, I had a lot of water. I probably had a residual poop, and that basically was how day 1 went. There was no hunger. Again, I had led up into this with a considerable amount of fruits and veggie and nut-based meals. And so I wasn't all that hungry to begin with. In case many of you don't know my past, just so you know, prior to doing this fast, 3 years prior, I had considered not eating meat on a regular basis. And that helped me to lose 80 pounds. And while I did that, I also noticed that I became less and less hungry. So eating a plant-based meal made me feel less hunger and less driven to just go out of my way to get foods just for the sake of getting food. And my favorite food at that time and leading up into this fast has been blueberries. So even prior to my 13-mile hike, all I consumed was a little basket of blueberries and several handfuls of nuts. And I also had some dried apricots. Now, I'm not suggesting that people hear what I'm saying and just go out and do it. There's a heck of a lot of prep work that goes into something like this. But for day one's journey of fasting, I think that almost anyone can do it. But it's a lot easier if you've eaten plant-based or something that's more substantial than our standard American diet, which is typically not as healthy for us. Again, I lost 80 pounds by changing what I was eating. The only reason that I wanted to go a step further and consider this additional step is because I have done a lot of different things to moderate or to maintain my blood pressure and to get it back to what the standard normal is considered. But I had trouble doing that, even after losing 80 pounds and taking on significant amounts of working out. So anyway, again, my journey is multi-pronged, but the underlying cause of it is to bring awareness to wellness and conservation and how they go hand in hand. I hope you tune into the next segments. I'm going to be posting links on the videos that help you to possibly help showcase what I'm talking about. And if you would, I would appreciate it greatly. Please subscribe to my channel so you can hear the rest of the story. It's really quite interesting if you want to hear about someone who has gone without eating for X amount of days. Again, today is the 11th day that I'm going into my fasting period of water and just fluids of a variety of sorts, but all water-based. And I've got to say, I feel really good. You know, a lot of people are concerned and reaching out with different kinds of maybe fear-based responses, but I'm not afraid and I don't feel bad. And I've begun to resume my normal basic workout that got me to where I was to begin with when I was losing 80 pounds, which is simple sets of push-ups, sit-ups, and curls, and also a decent amount of walking. I'm not doing anything too strenuous, and as the days go by, I've noticed that I can do more and more, even not having had food for such an extreme amount of time. Hope you have a great day. Again, tune in again, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much.